Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. We're on the main menu, and there's a reason we're on the main menu. In fact, there are two. First thing is, we now have our new friend on the main menu, which is very cool. Which also implies that potentially these people might join us at some point, whoever they are. That's intriguing. The second thing is that if we hover over continue, we've got session notes, which is very cool. Also, apparently I saved last time at 21:21:21. That's weird. Anyway, you didn't make it far last time. That's my bad. I should have made it more clear. The city below, the dungeon, well, that's more of a level 3+ area. Then again, if you're feeling lucky, you could always try again. Chris. Okay, so we're going to continue. We're going to jump back to where we were, and we have some things to think about. Because I want to talk about this check we left off with last time. So this is a DC 16 check right now for us, right? It says DC 17, but that's, I assume, because it doesn't count our minus DC, right? Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because this isn't a DC 17 or a DC 16 check. This is a DC 12 check by default. And as long as we have Meek, we can get it down to a DC 11 check. The problem is, we're exhausted. We're so very exhausted that most of these actually pretty easy checks are a problem for us. And that's a problem. Now, that might mean that it would be good for us to leave the dungeon right now and maybe find a different way of reducing our exhaustion. Now you might be saying, what about the short rest? Well, the short rest would reduce our exhaustion, don't get me wrong, but it takes an hour. So if we want to get rid of all our exhaustion, we're wasting 5 hours, and that doesn't sound good to me. So I'm going to head back this way, and I think we're going to make our way up towards, well, up, basically. We were given the hint by the game that we should consider that. Also, the one-way door, which is very good. I'm assuming this check is now ridiculous for us due to the exhaustion. Okay. This is fine. Yep. DC 20. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. +6 means that we should pass a DC 20, but yeah, we'll leave. It's not guaranteed, but it's about the equivalent of a DC 4. Well, it is the exact equivalent of a DC 14 with no modifiers. So we can go down from here, or we can go up. I think we should go up. We've explored down, we got ourselves a little scarf, but we're just gonna head up, see what's going on. Maybe get some plot. I've been enjoying vibe walking around and just kind of going, oh, this is happening, oh, this is nice. But it might be nice to know what I'm doing. That, I think, is potentially okay. So we know we can't go this way. That may also be a one-way door. So let us consider, potentially, going up the stairs. That's what we're going to do now with our 2 light sources. Wait, did one of my light sources just disappear? Nope, it's still here. Okay, that's good. A spiral staircase, ancient architecture. Let's go. Okay. Viskin Lair. Well, he said good morning, like he expects us to just... Yeah, like he doesn't seem weirded out that we're alive. You know what? Let's maybe try speaking to him first. Ooh, we got a whole character sheet on him. Behold. We get everything on him thanks to our incredible roll. He's a human, reads folk. Level 17, entrepreneur. The pale man handles corpses in a basement, a typical self-employed city contractor. You remember hearing about this man. He used to be a dentist and a surgeon. His study into the magical realm is immense, far beyond your capabilities. Some of these texts he surrounds himself with would suggest he can cast 5th or even 6th level spells. Couldn't be higher, could it? There's more we could get for a DC 20, but okay, we know a little bit about this man. We also know that he's incredibly intelligent. He's got con, dex, and charisma. His strength is the only thing he's lacking. Alright. Well, let's engage. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms. Busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper you see an icon of a serpentine drake. That symbol, it's on a lot of official documents of the city. That is the Great Perch of Norvik. The Great Perch, the drake-like sea creature found along River Torna. Earth was known to tame these creatures, and eventually the Great Perch became the symbol of his great city. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. Death. This is death. I am Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this Lichhouse. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there's anything I can do, Cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. You can trust this man. This person emanates an immense power. Foul, perhaps. More accurately, it is simply there. Immovable. Eternal. Beware. His smile causes you to stir a deep feeling of unease, as if it is almost there, but just not quite. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So he's more than he seems. Let's look around the room. Books and flasks litter the circular chamber. It's dimly lit and damp. There are several corpses present. I woke up below. Yes, I know. He is aware. Maybe you should ask why instead of stating the obvious. Why? He puts down his pen. I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, Cleric. Tell me everything. Of course. It must be confusing. To tell you the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night. They'd caught you in their net, took you for a corpse. Oh, so River Take you added. Or ye added, so that's a new quest for us. You were. Not that I blame them, you weren't exactly in prime condition. You quite literally live in this filthy uniform. No wonder they thought you were dead. How did I end up in the river? Not a river, the river. I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad? Sounds like the start of a great drinking story. The I woke up in a Lichhouse tale. You don't have a lot of those, so that's good. Well, let's see. Assassination attempt, slipped, or esoteric explanation? Well, no, obviously, like, I'm strong, so everyone's out to get me. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. How awful. Who are these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Find them. They hold the truth. Where can I find these fishermen? He ponders your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say. But perhaps Water Lane? That's just a guess. Good guess. Lots of boaters hang out there. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. So I am, in fact, alive? The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes, I believe you are. Alive, once dead. I have some other questions, I think. Do you now? DC 33 wisdom check? Holy moly. And originally it's a DC, if we take away the 5, it's a DC 28, right? No. Oh no, this one has added up correctly. Oh, okay. So maybe Meek doesn't add in correctly? Okay, whatever. So actually no, originally it's a DC 33 because we got +5 -5. Okay, interesting. There's a zombie in your basement. Oh, how quaint. No, an undead abomination right below. I understand. We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. However, I will have to take this up with Lady Sageleaf. I pay good crowns for HWBT protection. HWBT, the Halfway Bridge Tribe, commonly called the Halfways, one of the 3 goblin tribes in Norvik and arguably the most influential despite their small size, led by Lady Miska Sageleaf with their headquarters in the Goblin Garden on Tolstad. Goblin Garden, a dwarven-built citadel sitting at the southernmost tip of Tolstad, is now a goblin sanctuary and greenhouse. Goblin? Goblin, short and green, got claws and fangs. Little monsters. They got 3 tribes in Norvik and are considered somewhat civilized. Oh, so it's all a misunderstanding then. Good. Wait, no. I don't actually believe you. What do you mean, Cleric? He must be punished. No, I feel like we could attack him, but we've been told many times he's very, very strong. And despite our sense of justice, I feel like we may have to temper that with a sense of self-preservation. The zombie is clearly working for you. That is illegal. I greatly apologize for putting you in this situation. It is my neglect that led to this undead creature entering the tower. I will make sure to tighten up security in the future. No, you're... Ost, we'll do a clean sweep of the basement this evening. Get ready. The kobold gives a screeched yell. Yes, master! I will also make sure to report this to both the HWBT and the militia. He won't let you get a word in. Amazing. I'm trying to say you need to pay for your... Of course, I'll be sure to ask for a thorough inspection by the PCG. PCG, Pest Control Guild. Pest Control Guild, one of the oldest guilds in Norvik. They are supposed to keep monsters at bay and clean up any unwanted critters across the city. These days, they are so bogged down in requests from citizens and the city that they usually have backlogs for months. If there is anything unbecoming about my business here, it shall be uncovered and unveiled. Thank you very much for your service, Cleric. It is because of great men like you that this city still stands. I'm sure a good word to your patriarch will assure a promotion of some kind as well, especially with this great work you're doing on the tea shop, this... Make him quiet. He's going in circles around you. It's time to step in. Argue, argue. Make him shut up or resist his incredible oratory power. Make him shut up. Oh! Panic sets in, and anger. He's not listening to you. There's only one thing that will work. Perform a takedown. Fool. Body. Contact. We lived! And avoided exhaustion. What? What happened? You feel floaty, like everything went away in an instant. Slowly you come to. Whatever you did, it ended poorly. But it was such a good idea. The pale man did something to you. He's like a hag or something. Alright, I'm gonna get up. Ah, you're awake, Cleric. Good. I was worried there for a second. Did I win? I'm unsure, honestly. You seemed a bit dizzy. But I'm sure you're all right now. A hero like you would never fall in a place like this. Of course, never. Yeah, no. The pale man looks up from his documents. But now that you're back with us, anything else you needed? I found this mimic in the city below. A mimic, he repeats. Oh. The creature pokes out of his folds. Scary thing. Master, beware around this one. How very, very quaint. You pick up familiars at an alarming rate, Cleric. I am certain you will handle that monstrosity well. I require assistance with some things. Of course, Cleric. Anything for the city. You called me Cleric. I did, yes. Because you are a cleric, don't make an ass of yourself. I'm not a cleric. I am the cleric. Good for you. The path of being a cleric is becoming even more familiar. An example of that sarcasm thing mentioned before. Your purpose is here. You serve the city as a cleric of the river. Though I'd love to ask, what type of cleric are you? Type? Yes, if you are a clergyman, you might run a congregation for a local religion or deity. Holy man on a holy mission. Then there are clerics of the bureaucratic variety, city officials speaking for the religious state. Rules are meant to be broken. You're not some stiff councilman. You, however, must be an arcane cleric. Obviously, no, I'm the chosen one. The pale man stops and ponders your response. Chosen for what? To save the world? An eyebrow raised, almost like he takes your statement seriously. What a good person you are, Cleric. One step at a time towards total domination and justice. Good luck with that. So what do you know about, spellcasting? Quite a bit. You teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps onto his face. I sadly don't have time for a proper lecture at the moment. After the election I could make time if you're interested. Until then, you're free to browse my collection, he says, glancing at the many books along the western wall. And of course, here. Charm Person. Oh, okay. A copy of Charm Person. It will surely be useful to you. That's a great shortcut to charming people, although you gotta be careful with the fallout. If you care about such things. Can you explain the very basics of spellcasting? Oh, I mean, of course. As a wizard, you memorize your spells before casting them. As an arcane cleric, you must memorize your spells during prayer, at a shrine. There's one downstairs by the apples. Where can I find more shrines? There's the Temple of Earth, of course. It's just up the stairs past the pillar. You've heard the Tolstad Temple will act as polling place for the district on election day. There's also one on Water Lane View, I believe, past the trade post. You'll find more hidden around every corner, I can promise you that. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. You could spend time learning them, drafting pages out of the Palace archives. The Palace? The Palace, an unofficial nickname for the current rulers of Norvik, named after the Palace district in which the most central authority resides. Or the Great Library in the Towers, since you obviously would have some access to that. However, I don't believe you have time for either of those options, so I would suggest the other route. What's that? Spell scrolls. Oh yeah, I saw one downstairs. Yes, a piece out of my collection. Oh. You are very much allowed to indulge, Cleric. I'm glad to assist the city in any way. This guy's trying to help you? He must have some vested interest in your job then. Somehow. Now, Tolstad is filled with all kinds of strange caches, so you'll probably encounter more by just looking around. If you get your hands on a scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spells, doesn't matter, I'm sure you're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. I am, striking a heroic pose. He nods to you and goes back to his writing. That's all I have to ask about spellcasting. Very well. If you want to practice, feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant, Ost. Treating a servant like that is despicable. I don't want to do that. In fact, it sounds quite awful. Fair enough. Just remember that spells are terribly useful when applied properly. I don't know where to go. Your shaky voice makes you sound positively fortvivlad. Fortvivlavd. Complete and utter despair of flesh and bone. I don't mean to tell you what to do, Cleric, but there is a certain rumor that our local goblin chieftain is waiting for you. Goblin chieftain? Lady Miska Sageleaf is her name. She's down in the Goblin Garden. Of course you've heard of her. Lady Sageleaf is quite famous. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with that one. They call her the Dragon of Tolstad. Hey, new quest. She sounds scary. She is. Treat her with respect, Cleric. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally. I would even go so far as to call her de facto lawkeeper here on this island fortress. This goblin is no lawkeeper. Only the city rules. Earth rules. You may find her at the southern tip of Tolstad, the pale man says and keeps scribbling on his papers in front of you. He does not value your time. That's all the help I need, thanks. Great. Anything else you want to ask? No? Before you do, or I'm gonna go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all your belongings. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card. A peculiar voting card. Every party has been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. I'm not sure if it's mine. Maybe? Possibly? The pale man ignores your comment. I asked Ost to lay the surviving pages of your spellbook to dry over there, he says and points across the chamber. He looks down at the pocket watch on his desk. That is an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, Cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Beyond that, you should be good. Did I have any weapons on me? None, I'm afraid. They must be at the bottom of the River Torna. Damn. You'll have to pick something new. Maybe a warhammer. Yeah, I'm off to quest a bit. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. If only every government employee were as devoted as you, Cleric. Gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. His words burn a hole in your heart. When exploring the city, you may move faster by running. To do so, either double-click or hold Shift/the left trigger. Time to go. Okay, I see. Dior left his mark across the bands. Today is a universal sign of magic. The red eye of Earth. Okay. So we got some new stuff in here. So charm person. You can charm a humanoid with a wisdom saving throw. Yeah. That's fine. When the spell ends, it knows it was charmed by you. You have knock that allows you to open stuff, but that's a second level spell. I don't think I have any second level spell slots. We have dancing light. We also have our questing tree where we know about some more stuff now. Like the Dragon of Tolstad. Okay. Save. Ooh, also, wait a second. A pocket watch? Yoink. 1 intelligence, advantage in esoteric events. Oh, we had an esoteric event at one point. I don't know if I can equip it though. Well, obviously I'm not getting rid of my mimic cloak. He's my buddy. I could get rid of Rune Facula. But I don't need to. But I could. Could do this. Makes me slightly less bright, but that's okay. Hello. Oh, quick save. Wait 2 seconds for it to finish. Right. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
What's weird about this guy? You'd glare at the pale man who keeps working on his documents for approximately 2 minutes. Eventually, you feel stuck in your thoughts. I don't mean to imply I know more than an honourable Earthguard member, my good cleric. However, you must certainly have more important things to do on a day like this. He's correct. Maybe you can get back to this later. Okay, some dice checks are locked on failure and can be attempted again later. These checks are unlocked while on a long or short rest, or by spending shards of yore. But a roll of a very high DC should probably be lowered before attempting again. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Goodbye. I'm assuming I passed with a 20 as well, so that's interesting. So we could, in theory, pass that one at some point. Looking inside, you find this pot to be empty. Most contain strange herbs or ashes. This one does not. There is fear. Must grow sturdier. I will leave the pot alone, I guess? Mushrooms, probably edible. Alright. I'll have that. What is it? 3 HP? Oh, we'll definitely eat it. They do wonders for your gut. They're not mind-altering, probably. Ah, wonderful. Your fate one day. Well, I'll have a little look. Rounds and some incense. This is all fine. Over here? Stone slabs are designed to slide along the iron beams. Interesting. Wait, is that? Ruined prayer book. The book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. Only a few pages of the soggy, brackenish papyrus paper or pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing, of the most basic kind. Wait, oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, no, no. By Earth. This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. That'll cost a fortune. A chant book is able to sustain humidity, not underwater excursions. You should have protected Earth's chants more carefully. What a disgrace. I'll take it. Okay. Also, I think there's a quest I need to look at here, or something new in here. Oh, maybe the spell book. Okay. And then I have my book in here. The tool of an arcane cleric, an instrument of the state used to handle rogue spellcasters. The cover indicates it is a spellbook with hymns dedicated to the river Torna, Earth's passing, and the Reconquest. This one is yours. You spent years perfecting it. Most pages are smudged. It feels terrible to even think about the knowledge lost. Need to get it rebound. Okay. What about this one? Thick tome lies upon the iron slab. You flip the tome open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the pages. While the symbols appear to be readable, you do not understand the language. The verbis Draconum ars ocul or occulta. The author's name appears to be Calum Diminori. Can I try to read it? No. You have no idea what this means. Right, I need to get my hands on comprehend languages. Right, that is a spell you used to keep prepared all the time. Find a spell scroll. Maybe you could buy it somewhere. It's fairly common. Okay. So we'll come back to that. A tray of old incense. Maybe some is still usable. Okay, I'll have that. Here? An open manual for esoteric geometry. You know this already. Okay. No, too much reading. So many books, basic manuals, arcanist histories, novels. Some of them stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. The books taunt you, bookishly. Let's read the autobiography Prax by Lord Phileas Prax. You take a look at the first page. In these pages I shall endeavour to recount the journey of a mind born to greatness, a will tempered by the crucible of ambition, and a spirit bound to the relentless pursuit of the arcane. My name is Phileas Prax. He goes on to make grandiose statements on his personal abilities of magic. Know this, I write not for the masses, but for the few who possess the clarity of vision to see beyond the veil of mediocrity. To them I offer my life as a lesson and a legacy, that they might learn from my triumphs and avoid the pitfalls that lie in wait for the unwary. You remember the first chapters dealing with his youth, growing up in the ruthless court of a rival house, the Hagenshags. How he struggles against relentless opposition and bullying. Power is not born of blood, nor inherited by the fortune of birthright. It is cultivated in the crucible of the mind, refined in the fires of discipline, sharpened by the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let those who seek to rule first learn to kneel before the altar of wisdom, for it is there that true strength is forged. A glorious design, let those who learn lead through merit of ability and nothing else. I'm going to flip through the pages. In the second half, Prax begins to talk about his early political career, the intricacies of magiocratic bureaucracy, how he learned to play the game well enough for himself to reach a dictatorship as the youngest magiocratic ruler ever. The rest is mostly a collection of meditations surrounding magic and power. A strong leader with clear intent. The esoteric in its purest form is neither good nor evil. It is a tool, a force to be wielded by those with the intellect to do so. Yet, let us not be so naive as to think that power alone grants one the right to rule. The Arcanist must also be a statesman, for the whims of unchecked magic can lead even the wisest astray. Govern with an iron hand, but let that hand be guided by the principles of reason and justice. Thus shall the state prosper, and thus shall the legacy of the magiocracy endure. In the halls of power, the arcane shall be our shield and our sword. Yet remember this, the Arcanist's duty is not only to himself but to the state and its people. For in the endless pursuit of knowledge, one must not forget the price of ignorance. A vigilant mind is the guardian of civilization, and a vigilant state the fortress of progress. Let no shadow fall upon our vigilance, for in the light of our knowledge lies the path to true dominion. The final parts of the biography focuses on an ever deeper and more rambling side of ruling. This is way too much reading. Why would you open a book then? Okay, well I'm going to shut it. You shut it, looking upon the title once more. Autobiography Prax. Okay, well we've read that. How about Folk Tales by the Trill Sisters? Opening the Trill Sisters book shows you an index of several tales, many of which you heard growing up. Stories for children are useless, do not waste time here. Out of the tales, you see one you remember the most, the one about the gnome and the titan. I'm going to read a little and a large. In the old days, when dragons ruled the skies and titans wandered the earth, there lived a gnome named Abacus, known far and wide as a half-wit. Whether by fate or folly, he often found himself in the oddest of places, and so it was that he stumbled into a deep valley of Ascan. This valley was home to Ka-Yamor, the Mist Titan, a colossal being with fur as thick as the ancient forests and limbs that clutched the very mountains. His upper body was hidden in, or perhaps made of, the swirling mist that filled the valley. But on this day, the valley was not the serene refuge it had once been. The air was thick with ash, the rivers ran black, and the trees stood as charred husks. Isuth, the ancient red dragon, had set the forests aflame, hoping to drive Ka-Yamor from his domain and claim the fertile valley for himself. Ka-Yamor was furious, his great form trembling with rage as he searched for the source of the destruction. His eyes fell upon Abacus, who was wandering aimlessly, his tiny mind more puzzled by the sudden darkness than anything else. To think the coast was filled with these beasts of yore at one point. They reigned harshly and wildly. But it's not hard to see why some preferred their chaotic dominance to the tyranny of dragons. Continue to the verses. Thrick lum chum. Who dares bring fire where none should come? Ashes taint my sacred mist. Speak, small one, lest you be missed. Abacus looked up, squinting through the fog, and scratched his head. Fire, no, I've no fire to share. No flame do I bring, nor ash to bear. For in the dark I see as clear as day. 'Tis those who can't that need the flame, they say. Thrick lum chum. What nonsense from your tongue does come? Who is it that needs this blaze, that blackens my mist and dims my days? Well, question thee who needs a flame, to light their path and stoke their claim. Perhaps it is Isuth the king, whose fires to your valley bring. Thrick lum chum, the dragon's days are surely done. Guide me, gnome, to where he lies, together we shall dim his skies. The story goes on to wax about the friendship sparked between this eldritch titan and the silly gnome as they sought out Isuth on his throne. Let me go back to something here. Okay, they reigned harshly and wildly, but it's not hard to see why some preferred their chaotic dominance to the tyranny of dragons. So, we said that the coast was filled with these beasts, and our intelligence went, yeah, they were harsh, but some people preferred them to the tyranny of dragons. Does that imply that we're currently in the tyranny of dragons? Are the leaders dragons? Is this what we're getting at here? I don't know. Anyway, the ancient red dragon then falls to the Titan's might after Abacus accidentally guides him to the correct location. One of those classic stories every child in Ascan is told growing up. Although, is it that the dragons are ruling, or is it that the dragons ruled after the beasts, but something else is taken over after? You shut it, looking upon the title once more. Folktales. Okay, I'm going to read Collected Chants of Norvik by Patriarch Pili. This is a printed edition of Pili's works, but still old, probably came from the earliest Norvikian printers. On the first page, a short message is hand-scribbled in the corner. My belief lay in the collected humanity of Norvik. May you remember that, from this collection, with honour and grace, Pili D. Is this a handwritten message from the second patriarch himself? Protect this book with your life. This is a sacred artifact. Fascinating to think the pale man held such a treasure on his shelf. Let's read the foreword. A dream of unity under earth. The book begins with a lengthy essay about the foundation of Norvikian cultural values. It's really like a guide, if anything. On what a Norvikian person is, how their values come from the various tribes in the old country, and how together they have formed into something greater under Earth. You've read this before, but you do get a better sense of what this all means now. It is, in some sense, a plea, a stern suggestion for every human in Norvik to lose any sense of former tribal identity, to embrace a new one, a Norvikian spirit. The text directly explains how a new Norvikian culture will help the city grow and fight against inequality and injustice through unity, mainly by being generous and not hoarding wealth, among other things. Then finally, it does touch upon the connection with dwarves as well, and how the Norvikian spirit is not contained within humans only. It is not just blood, it is sweat and tears as well. Those folks who unite with us will not be seen as another. No, they too are Earth's folk. They too are Earth's guard. Okay. Well, I was a little worried we're going to be a racially pure human supporter, but it seems like we're fine as long as we got Norvikian culture. Now, do we really know what Norvikian culture is? No. But is that important as long as you're protecting it? Anyway, a lovely sentiment. Indeed, this is something to live up to. I'm going to read Torna's Lament. I went with you to foreign shores, my lord, my guard. I pray you keep from harm the beasts, each shard, a proof of your devotion. Thus I give myself to your folk. I give my life for a home at the river, in that sliver of land. To vanquish the beasts who roam, the evil who lair, the fires that burn. To build a life along the river. Every shepherd knows the song. It bellows up the river. Earth lives in that sliver of land. It is your favorite. Alright, let's close the book. You shut it, looking upon the title once more. Collected Chants of Norvik. Take it. It does not belong in this foul place. Should I really just take it? Do not see it as take. You are freeing the sacred object from the Pale Man's collection. Yes, that is how you should view it. Now take it. This is a really great book. It is. Alright, I'll take it. You place the book in your pouch. Sell it. You will protect it. Even if taking it from the hold of the Pale Man makes you feel conflicted. I glance nervously towards Viskin. As you turn around, you see the mortician staring at you. Then he gives you a thumbs up. I'm going to return the thumbs up. Well, that makes it less exciting. Why does he simply give it to you? Something is really strange here. He might just be a kind-hearted man below that mask of his. Alright, I'm going to leave the books alone. So +2 strength. A copy of the Norvikian chants with a scribbled message from Pili himself. This is a goddamn national treasure, somewhat. Well, Con? Oh, wait, what do you... Oh, it's a text, so it goes in here. My intelligence is also going to go up. My intelligence is now 10. My strength is 21. I forgot it would be a thing. Okay. Well, that's cool. What else have we got around here? Human no-cause trouble. Okay. An unlocked chest full of strange rocks. Are these rocks for the taking? Shards of yore. Yes. Okay. Hello. Ooh, this is a dexterity check. Cobalt. Level 9, Rogue. This one is quite hostile. Stay on your feet. His expressionless eye seems to keep watch at all times. He's obviously determining where to strike you for you to die as quickly as possible. How humane. Okay. Also, I just realized he's level 9 and you're level 17. I didn't fully realize it before, but we're level 1. We are very lucky we did not attack that person. Hello. Wiggling his little clawed feet, the kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes. Even the small blade can fell a giant. Watch out for this one. Master, say you behave. You don't tell me what to do. I did, just now. A dominating force. Fair enough. Yes. You're adorable. The kobold glares at you. Your comment has begun the breaking process. Soon, you will be the alpha. A battle of will. Do not give in. Glare back. Your eyes meet each other. Still, ever vigilant. Keep glaring. The kobold does not move. Glare some more. Yup, you're staring at each other. Glare. Eyes meet eyes. Glare, glare! You're looking at a kobold's yellow eyes. Stare in an angry or fierce way. Looking hard. Lean in close to the kobold's stern face. You should probably stop this. The kobold meets your gaze and keeps meeting it. Keep staring. You keep looking at the kobold. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Okay, I think I've gone as far as you could go while still being stubborn. Okay, I don't think I'm getting anything more out of this. Fair. The kobold looks at you with a cold expression, determined, confident. I have some questions for you. Short question, go. Who are you? I am Ost. I am security chief in Lichhouse. A strong little one, nearly immovable. You are a kobold. Not question. Next. Obviously, I'm going to try and save the question. No! You bite your tongue. My HP! The taste of blood fills your mouth. The pain changes your brain chemistry for a moment, leaving your mind in shambles. Oh no, hurry, save the situation, say something, anything. Oh god, it happened again. The kobold stares at you. Savor the taste? You can't speak in this condition. Don't even try. Use this to your advantage. Intimidate him with your life's liquid. Blood starts to drip down your chin. I'm going to spit out blood through the gap in my helmet. What are you? The kobold mutters as he watches you splatter fresh blood and saliva all over the floor. I'm going to point at it and say, that's what you get. Cleric is. What is? The kobold mutters. You've somehow managed to make the stoic kobold speechless. Congratulations. Smile. Your inexplicably perceivable bloody smile is sure to cause havoc. The kobold stares at you. You wipe the remaining blood off. There's more where that came from, to a certain degree. How'd you get this gig? Not gig. What is it then? I am devoted servant for master. Keep going. So you're a slave? Not slave. And your master is? Master Viskin. And he owns you. Not own, serve. So you're being paid? Yes, paid well. Must be very well for such fierce devotion. He gives you an expression that could be described as a frown. That is, if it looked in any way different from his regular expression. You wouldn't actually shoot me, would you? No promise. Do you have a license for that crossbow? My crossbow, not yours. It's not illegal for you to steal a crossbow. For some reason, I think. Or it's not legal for you to steal a crossbow. For some reason, I think. I can't legally take your crossbow. Legally. Also logically. Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding, not funny. The kobold snorts. Go away. Don't let this slide, just take the crossbow. No. No, there's a level of self-preservation, although I do want to test something. Cannot save in dialogue. Thank you, that's very clear. Please. No. Try to convince the kobold. The kobold stares at you. Oh, how do we do this? Appeal to his better nature? I don't fucking know. Stealing would be evil, so just demand it loudly. That's not... no, please don't. You can try and find a reasonable argument. Let's do it. Nat 1, huh? This is difficult. The kobold already hates your guts. Don't make it worse. It's the law. You must always hand weapons to city officials when asked. Not law. You lie. That would be a pretty dumb law, to be fair. Go away. Well, that was a failure. Better find some other way of getting the crossbow. Okay, I'm just checking whether we can go back in the loop. We can. Okay, don't take the crossbow. Ugh. Where were you when the tea shop incident occurred? Incident? Tea shop blow up. Boom. Did you boom it? The kobold makes a cackling noise. I wish. Tea shop explosion would be fun to set up. When it happened, I was on Water Lane on mission. A mission? Not mission. I meant to say errand. Okay, what were you doing on Water Lane? Milk. Doing milk? Deliver. You deliver milk? Yes, side hustle. Kobolds don't even drink milk. I want to know more. I want to know a lot less. I'm going to ask questions about the milk. The kobold stares at you. This milk situation is intense. Where does the milk come from? Cows. Great answer. Solid 10 out of 10. Just cows? Just. Okay. Who buys the milk? Humans. Waterlane humans. They pay many for fresh milk before dawn. It pays. Do kobolds produce milk? No. Do you like milk? No. Milk is a form of pure vitality, nature's most precious liquid. You've acclimatized your gut to unnatural consumption of another species' milk, like an enormous babe clinging to its mother's teat. Charisma-wise, we can be like, I also don't like milk? Sure, I also don't like milk. Let's go with this. Nope, that's a fail there. You start stuttering, sweating. A piece of your soul leaves your body as the words escape your lips. I also don't like milk. No one in the universe believes you. The kobold stares at you with disbelief in his yellow eyes. Do you like milk? No. Alright. Of course I'm going to use a shard. Let's go. It's worse. How is it worse? Okay. For the third time. I also don't like milk. Yes! Success! You smirk, a confident laugh escaping your lips. You then turn towards the ceiling, smiling. Haha! I also don't like milk. Your comment has made a dent upon the world. What a stance! As a human, who could have ever thought such a thing about you? Win them over with lies and deceit. Control them with flattery and love. The kobold stares at you with awe in his yellow, expressionless eyes. Okay. Can I have some milk? No. Valiant effort. I don't have anything else to ask about milk. Okay. Milcurious is our new quest. Thank you. Hey, we leveled up. Yes, thank you. This knowledge will be very useful. You probably shouldn't look too deeply into this. There's probably no money to be made in milk, right? Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding. I just want to see what the convince is like now. DC 14. That's not bad. Okay. You're a fellow non-milk drinker. Come on, let me have it. No! The kobold imitates your tone and then stares at you some more. He's mocking you, damn it. Well, keep the damn crossbow. I will. Thank you for your time, kobold. Well, we leveled up. Ooh. Okay. Ability score +1. Like, what do you mean +1? Oh, I get to just raise an ability score. Okay. Well, strength would actually then go to, what, a 22? That's pretty good. We get ability score, hit point, hit dice, first level spells, and second level spells. Yeah, that's fine. Finish. Hey, we now get a second level spell slot. Questing tree. We now have Milk Curious somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Milk Curious. Crown collection, coin capture, cash kidnapping. There's too many ways to describe it. Get rich or die trying. The only way to do it is obviously to get this milk delivery gig. Try checking around Water Lane in the morning. I didn't expect that the path it was going to take is that we would be looking for the milk in order to get a job delivering it. That was not where I thought we were going to be going with this. Okay. Rat. Wait, a rat. No, come back here. Okay. We could have added it to our rat collection. Prepare spells? Okay, so I want Cure Wounds, probably. I probably want... Oh, it also heals you to full when you do one of these. Oh, that's cool. Well, Nox, my only second level spell. Charm Person, Shield of Faith. Alright, that was actually pretty easy. I only have those spells available, so... Yeah. Cool. Well, up we go. In here. Also, is our strength now sitting at a... Yeah, it's sitting at a 22, a +8. Really need to get rid of some of our exhaustion. I'm hoping there's something we can buy somewhere to reduce our exhaustion. Voices upstairs and the smell of salt. Well, that is something for next time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.